Kat Dennings, lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
Your character, Darcy, is back. What was it like when you got the phone call to say, we're going to do another Thor?
Well, I knew they were going to do another Thor for a long time before I heard whether I was in the other Thor. So people were asking me, and I honestly had no idea whether I was in it. I was hoping, but I didn't know. And a lot of time went by before I actually got the call. And then I got the script, and I sort of assumed, like, oh, she'll pop up. But there was a lot of Darcy, and it was just very exciting.
Yeah.
I still can't believe I'm still in the movie.
And it's fantastic. Your character isn't in the comic books.
No.
It's its own creation.
Yes.
Did you enjoy having that freedom?
Yeah, and there was no pressure on me because unlike everyone else is in the comic book. So I didn't really have to worry about staying faithful to anything. So there was that sort of creative freedom. And she wasn't originally supposed to be a girl. She was supposed to be a guy. And she was sort of a vague assistant character. And then they saw people, and I remember the audition was all types of I was just like, well, they have no idea what they want, and I don't know what I'm going to do. And then it just worked out. And the rehearsals were very long and extensive, and the writers were all taking notes, watching, all the scenes, and yeah, she became what she is.
You've had a fantastic comedy career, but you are very much, pretty much the comic part in this film, I think it's safe to say.
One of them.
One of them, sure, sorry.
Loki's got some good stuff.
Absolutely, and you're right, everyone does have their own humorous beats, but you have largely humorous beats.
It's true.
Is that a pressure on you or anything like that?
Not in the first movie, but I felt it a little bit in the second movie because reading it, I saw the hugeness of this one and how epic it is, and the adventure story is so big, and there's a lot of darkness. I mean, it's called The Dark World, but there's a lot of emotional darkness and a lot of depth, and you need those light moments. And so, yeah, I got a lot of the light moments. So I did feel like, okay, don't throw this away, man. You're going to nail it. You're going to do a good job. So I tried my best. Yeah.
Is there a feeling of getting the gang back together with Stellan Skarsgård and Natalie Portman?
Yeah. I love them so much. And I don't know. There's people you meet. Like, I've known Natalie for like 6 years, and I love her so much. But also with Stellan, there's something about that man. I don't know if he's here. I don't think he is. I think he's coming to the premiere. He's one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, and I miss him when he's not around, and he's never around. So I see him every like 4 years, but I miss him actively. He's one of the best people.
You're acting in these incredible sets, incredible environments, but when you see the final product on screen, what was your reaction to it?
I was blown away, to be honest with you. I've seen it once, and I need to see it again. I mean, that's how big it was. It's one thing to be in a movie, and that's weird enough that's you in the movie. Then you're in 3D, and that's crazy. And then you have to sort of absorb that. But then the effects and locations and there's so much to look at. And I'm not trying to sell more tickets, but it's the kind of movie you need to see twice to see everything. Because it's so much adventure. It's really... You should have heard me on the phone back home. I was like, it's really worth the ticket money. You get so much. And they're like, save it for the junket. Like, fine, but I mean it.
And here we are.
Yeah.
You're the intern in the first movie, but now you have your own intern. A little bit of a
Yep.
progression there. Talk about that relationship.
I get Ian the intern. We don't know where he comes from. She just picked him up at a donut store or something. And she stole him and made him her slave. And she just abuses him. She loves having a little bit of power over someone. She just mistreats him horribly. And, he ends up being a little bit more than she thought.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you get to act around London as well.
Yep.
Almost became a sort of character in the movie.
It
Talk
did.
about acting over here.
Well, it's gorgeous. I mean, I know you guys are used to it, but it's just a beautiful, beautiful city, and there's so much green, and there's so many gorgeous old buildings, and I was just in heaven. Even the cop cars that were impressed me. I was like, God, they're so pretty. The prettiest police cars I've ever seen. I was excited. I was really happy. I've always wanted to spend a long time here, and I have a lot of friends who are from here, but I've never gotten to work here. So.
There are a lot of fans involved, premieres, touring the movie, things like that. Just talk about meeting the public with something like this behind you.
Well, this is sort of the first day of doing that, so far so good. Everybody's really enjoyed it. Everyone I've talked to has really loved the film, and any like Twittery things, everybody's really excited and they really like Darcy. So, hopefully, hopefully everyone loves it as much as I do, and I think they will. It's really a fantastic film.